Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about the ruler of the 5th house posited in the 11th house in a natal horoscope. Well, people, as most of you know, the 5th house is associated with romance, creativity, I guess you could say like creative endeavors, fun, enjoyment, amusement, sometimes things that we take risks with, where we're audacious, where we're extravagant with. The 11th house governs friends, social reform, groups, organizations, acquaintances, and goals and aspirations. Well, anyway, the first thing I guess we could say is that children could impact possibly this person's goals and aspirations, may play a pivotal role in them, may inspire this person, to attain these things. Also, children might be, since the 11th house is kind of like, it corresponds with Aquarius, could be something where the children might be somewhat unorthodox, unconventional, or may simply have interest in, esoteric subjects, metaphysical, astrology, that kind of thing. The children might be very ingenious and or creative. Romantic partners might play a role in this person's, groups, organizations. They might join. A lot of enjoyment might be injected into their friendships. Children, may be construed and perceived as friends to this person. This person might bring, I guess we could say, like a childlike quality or, whimsical, capricious side into group endeavors, into their, any, club or organization that this person might be in, and, could very well bring like a fun-loving attitude into this. Another thing is that, the 5th house being, connected, corresponding with Leo, as I kind of look at it as the magnanimous or extravagant house somewhat. Might bring, I guess you could say, maybe a lot of money might be vested in, perhaps group, activities, enjoyment through groups and friendships and acquaintances. This person might, in some isolated, I guess, cases, perhaps this person may be, I guess we could say, somewhat audacious, daring, maybe in connection, I guess you could say, perhaps with friends. Maybe this person makes quote-unquote bold, I guess we could say bold choices with their acquaintances. Maybe this person might, entrust friends, with money and resources, and thus perhaps taking chances, I guess, at least on some level or capacity with friends. Enjoyment may come through, perhaps an interest in social reform, humanitarian or philanthropic endeavors. This person might take great joy and pride in, I guess you could say, helping, helping those that, I guess you could say, need the assistance in doing things through group efforts. This could be somebody, as when this person was a child, or in like grade or high school or what have you, might have been enamored with, I guess you could say, group activities. Whether it be like a book club or computer internet club or organization. This person might be, might have been that kind of person that was actively involved in these things and took a lot of enjoyment in these kind of activities. This person, might have more enjoyment doing things in conjunction with other people in groups, as opposed to doing things, I guess you could say, like in solitude or by his or herself. Romantic partners, might play an interest, play a role in this person's, take, perhaps on social reform. The romantic partner or partners may be involved with this person somehow, I guess you could say, in group activities, or might inspire this person to these kind of, to these interests, open up, I guess you could say, certain avenues to do things, in a group, in group-like manner, as opposed to by, his or herself. Children, might play a prominent role in this person's, friends in their life. Perhaps the child might introduce, or children may introduce this person to other people, or perhaps children, are somewhat influential in the way, sometimes, if the planet is adversely aspected or has predominantly negative aspects, perhaps the child or children, might somewhat, in certain cases, limit the friendships due to possibly, time being dominated by the children, or child, for example. And anyway, that will conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the ruler of the 5th house posited in the 11th house in a natal chart. Stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about the ruler of the 5th house posited in the 12th house in a natal horoscope. 2 things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel, but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, influence, configuration, or what have you, and make an analysis on a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because a person astrologically is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.